So we're back to part 2 of 3.4, rotations on the coordinate grid. And if we look at this part here, part 3, it says rules for rotations about the origin. So if you have a really good memory or just a good memory, and you don't necessarily want to do all of the steps that I showed you in the previous video to complete a rotation, then if you remember the rules, you don't have to. And what I mean by that is there are a set of rules for any rotation about the origin, okay? Keyword here is that it's about the origin. Most rotations are, I believe you're going to be told, are about the origin. We're going to talk about when they're not. And so the rule is if you are turning a figure counterclockwise one time about the origin, all you have to know is that you're switching the signs, you're switching the order of the coordinates, and you switch the sign on your y coordinate. So if it's positive, it becomes negative. If it's negative, it becomes positive. So switch the order of y and x, change the sign on y. For a 2-turn 180-degree rotation, all you're doing is you keep the order of the coordinates the same, just switch the sign of both of them, okay? And then for a 3-turn 270-degree rotation, you are going to, again, switch the order of the coordinates, but unlike for a 90-degree, you are switching the sign on the x, not the y. All right, so switch the order, change the sign on x. All right? So because angles are measures of rotation, they can be positive or negative. So what do I mean by that? You can have a negative rotation, or you can have a positive rotation, okay? Negative is a clockwise rotation, meaning it goes to the right, and a counterclockwise or a positive rotation goes in the opposite direction, so it goes to the left. All right, so counterclockwise is going to the left or right, depending on where you are. So let's just say clockwise means that it follows the same direction as the hands of a clock or traditional clock. And counterclockwise, of course, go in the opposite direction, all right? So say you're given a negative rotation, like in this example. Here, say you're told to do a negative 90-degree rotation. That and the rules for that is the same as if you were to do a 270-degree counterclockwise rotation, a positive rotation, if you will. So if you're ever told, hey, do this negative 90-degree rotation, follow the same rules as you would for a 270, okay? Change the order of the signs, change the order of the coordinates, and change your x, the sign on your x value. You're asked to do a negative 180-degree rotation. That is the same as a positive 180-degree rotation, where if you're not going to do it the coordinate grid way, where you're turning the graph or the grid around, you can just change the signs on your coordinates. And a negative 270-degree rotation is the same as a positive 90-degree rotation. So that's 1 turn counterclockwise. But what about if you are rotating a figure about a point other than the origin? That is kind of different. It's a different thing here, okay? So what I did here, and the way that you do this is whatever that point is, you're going to treat that point like it is the origin, okay? So what I did was, it said around point H is where I'm going to be doing my rotation. So what I did was I made H my origin, and from there I drew my x and y axes, okay? So based on those, based on that, I'm going to just write out the coordinates of those points. I had them here, but then I erased it. I don't know why I did that. E, F, G. So pretending that this is my origin, the coordinates of E are 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. The coordinates of G are 1, 2, 1. And the coordinates of F are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So it says that I'm going to rotate this figure this triangle clockwise about h. So clockwise would mean I'm going in that direction. Okay, so that means I'm going to turn my grid this way. So I could either do the method way or use the coordinate rule. I'm sorry. I'm going to use the grid way, and so I'm going to plot these points, treating this like that's my y and that's my x. Okay, so E is 2, 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to call that E prime. 5, 2 for F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Going to call that F prime. And 2, 1. 1, 2, 1 for G, or G prime. And then I'm going to use my straight edge to connect those. And then I'm going to turn it right side up. Okay. And then I'm going to see what are these coordinates based on turning this right side up. So the coordinates for E are 1, 2, right? So positive 2, 1, 2, negative 2, 5, 2, right? So coordinates for F are 1, 2, and then down 5, so negative 5. And then the coordinates for G are 1, negative 2. Okay, so if you really ask yourself, how did the rules apply here? So we had a clockwise, 90-degree clockwise rotation about H. So a clockwise rotation is literally a negative rotation, okay? And we know that a negative rotation, right, a negative 90-degree rotation is the same as a positive 270-degree rotation. And the rules for that are, or the rule for that is, switch the order of the coordinates, make the x a different sign than its original sign. Switch the order, change the sign on x. And did that rule apply here? Let's see. So this is the original order. We changed the sign on the x. Okay, so we switched the order so that now y is x and x is y. So the x is here, right? So this same thing here. We switch the order so that, right, 5 is in the 2 position, 2 is in the 5 position. Once we switch the order, make that 5 a negative, and there you have it. Make this 2 a negative, switch the order, and there you have it, okay? So what you're going to do is the try it out on the next page. Okay, and for this try it out, you can definitely use the rules that were given in this lesson, okay? Try it yourself. If you have any questions for me tomorrow, please feel free to ask, or next week, because we might not get to this until next week. Bye.